I'm Jamie Reed, the Commissioner for the Chicago Department of Aviation, and we are honored today to host Secretary Buttigieg and all of you make an important announcement on one of the busiest travel week of the year. At the CDA, we appreciate the valuable role O'Hare and Midway airports play in connecting people. And it's our job to make sure that we provide a safe, secure, and friendly environment for the 1.7 million people who will travel through Chicago's airports this week on Thanksgiving table. The most important thing we can do to elevate that experience is to rethink our facilities. Through today's announcement, we'll be able to place the structure standing in the modern state-of-the-art the Global Terminal, or OGT. Weapons Global Terminal will be one of the most transformative terminal investments in America, more than doubling the amount of space in the existing Terminal 2, allowing for the creation of international and domestic operations for our hub carriers, United and American Airlines. Together, the two satellite complexes, these developments will be the centerpiece of O'Hare 21, an airport redevelopment program with a talented team that has done so much this year. We're in the $1.1 billion expansion and renovation project that has already opened 7 new gates since summer, with another gates online in the months ahead. This past summer, construction completed pavement project. This spring, we will service on the expanded airport fully convenient airport and road. We continue Federal Aviation Administration for the modernization of O'Hare. The agency's review of the area plans environmental assessment. We're extremely fortunate that when the process is complete, the scope of OHR 21 capital program will align closely with the Biden administration and we're thankful for the labor leaders. All of these help us prepare for the future. Today, we're thinking about who is building the future, particularly all sizes. Aviation generations to come. Doing that development all of 7 years throughout Chicago. Further support what happens. And I'd like to now invite my mayor up to the podium to tell you more about it. Give a warm welcome to Mayor Lori Lightfoot. I believe is administrator. Jamie, I've known her for a very long time. And I think she was meant for the role. She remembered me this morning that she started out as a foreign language interpreter many years ago. And I am just extraordinarily grateful for everything that she's done for leading a global pandemic. It's just been extraordinary, and we wouldn't be here without your leadership. So thank you. I'm also grateful for the other leadership here, Representative Garcia, President Harm, Chairman, newly minted state senator. As you can see, related to while it's important for Chicago, it's incredibly important for Chicago and for Illinois. So everything here has a ripple effect
across the entire mission, and I'm grateful for the support of the leaders who are here. Of course, I've got a friend in organized labor about that, but this is about making sure that we're competitive on a global stage, that we continue to build great jobs here so people can live a good life, and that starts with making sure that our friends in organized labor have the opportunity to participate in the building of this next phase of O'Hare International. And I also want to, of course, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg. He can't that O'Hare is his favorite airport. I'm going to say it. It's the best in the world. Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for everything that you've done. We are so grateful for the time to be here this morning for such an important announcement. So I say on behalf of our city, grateful to the people here for advancing our city and our connectivity, not only to the Midwest, but across the world. The federal government has been an important member when it comes to modernizing our airport. I want to thank not only Secretary President Biden for providing additional funding to Chicago's transportation network through the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. O'Hare Airport, as many of you know, has been honored to receive support from the very beginning, and particularly when President John F. Kennedy was here in 1963, he attended the dedication for this very terminal. At that time, President Kennedy remarked upon how modern and extensive O'Hare Airport was, saying that no other airport served so many people and the most extraordinary airport in the world. That was in 1963, and it's true today. We have continued on a path of progress over the years to make sure that O'Hare is the most extraordinary airport in the world. In the presence of Secretary, we are once again confirmed with federal support for airports efficient and world to investment. For you, we're here today. Multi-year environmental review. The FAA has approved our plan for construction. This approval was essential for us to move forward on our next big phase of modernizing. We are grateful for their approval of this plan, the airport's terminal area plan. This will replace, as the Commissioner said, this very terminal, the old here at O'Hare, into the global terminal. Projects will be the construction of 2 satellite complexes that will provide approximately 1 million feet of space for expanding airports to accommodate aircrafts of all sizes. This is a big deal for us. We will next launch the O'Hare Global Terminal, one of the most significant developments in America, which will transform the terminal we currently stand in and more than double the amount of space. If you have seen some of the initial plan by the gang group, you're missing out. It is an incredible treat. We are extraordinarily excited about putting these plans into action. The completion of the $7.1 billion expansion, other ongoing improvements will all further the air strengths capabilities. The terminal area plan, in particular, will improve the passenger experience with updated facilities and amenities, reduce acting times and wait times, and cohesively integrate 4 terminal facilities and provide significantly improved international connections. I must also thank our airline partners for their continued support and commitment of the project and for their funding support. We wouldn't be here today without our airline partners and their committed dedication to modernizing this incredibly important airport. O'Hare 21 will also deepen the airport's already profound economic impact on our city and our region. Currently, O'Hare contributes $65 billion to our regional GDP. You all must not have heard me, so I'm going to repeat it again. $65 billion to our regional GDP. That is incredible. Not only the state, but the region. Continue to make this one of the busiest in the world. And in fact, just recently, we have 5 cities in the world to offer flights every month. For that reason and more, I'm proud to continue projects that improve the passenger experience, increase from all here and create jobs. On the transportation hub, countless our entire city, especially our underserved communities. Under my administration, the Port Authority has deepened its commitment to diversity and by reimagining contracting processes with a focus on a diverse workforce. By the end of the year, CDA will spend $191 million contracting with these BBE certified firms, opening up doors of socioeconomic opportunities for firms that had not really had access to this incredible economic engine we call O'Hare. And furthermore, the Chicago Department of Aviation leads extensive efforts to hire residents from every neighborhood, walks of life, currently employing 1,200 Chicagoans here at the airport. Additionally, this construction work will be done by union labor. I thought I'd bring a smile to several faces in the audience, providing that many more good-paying jobs Chicagoans and Illinois of in our region. And of course, this revolution not only O'Hare. Through O'Hare 21, we will continue to upgrade, especially in our $1 billion Terminal 5 renovation project, with CDA currently finalizing plans for a grand opening of Terminal 5's new eastern extension early next year. And we expect construction of the O'Hare Global project complete by 2030. So when it's all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, O'Hare will be and maintain its status as the greatest airport in the 21st century. I want to thank everybody here, our elected officials, state and local. I want to thank all our friends in organized labor, that we but we do works in deeds to make the traveling experience the best possible in the world. With that, I'd welcome Secretary Buttigieg to say a few words. Mr. Secretary.
Well, thank you very much. But as you know, I'm a former mayor. to know the mayor as part of the community of mayors, and the job become more demanding. I were the type of right now to be. Thank you. Commissioner Reed, you've got a lot to be proud of, a lot on your plate right now, and I'm excited to be with you and to see all of the great vision. So thankful to you and your colleagues. I hope everybody remembers that whenever something is being built with funds from the bipartisan infrastructure law, the reason we're able to do that, the representative and his colleagues, including so many from here in Illinois, Quigley and Krishnamurthy area, and I think all of your House Democrats, the occasional House Republican, maybe not from Illinois, supporting this law. But they did it after it was declared dead, and of course, Senators Duckworth and Durbin. You're right, Mayor. I don't have a favorite area. I'm not allowed to. But I will say that I have a memory for every corner of this airport. From that Illinois booth where I would pass a little time with my dad before getting on a plane that would take us to the country where he immigrated from, where I could learn about where I came from, to being the kind of business traveler who knew which days and times of day advisor to have a taxi drop you Terminal 2 flying out to as far as to my husband Casson over at Gate B. And as I said, the president asked me to take on this job. Don't anybody tell you that O'Hare can't be because my personal connection to the place, but because an absolute power that in turn makes Chicago and Chicagoland a powerhouse for the American economy. That's what we're talking about. The jobs that will be associated with a decade of construction here. I'm so pleased to see our building. We're going to make sure that gets done right, and we're excited to create good paying jobs with construction. The jobs of all the people who work here, the air traffic control, just spending time with, tower, to of course the flight crews, the flight attendants, ground crews, and the mechanics, but also workers who don't get enough recognition, who are indispensable to these places operating, like to work at the concessions here, and the people pushing the wheelchairs, everybody indispensable to the symphony that is a major international airport working properly. And then all of them are part of the $1.5 billion contribution to this economic region that the mayor described, jobs that are supported by the existence of this airport. And we're living at a time when we understand more and more the importance of airports chains as well for pass travel. And we've got to make sure both of those are running as efficiently as possible. That's part of what this new terminal is going to be part of. And later today, I'll have a chance to meet of those workers who are going to be part of that story. And later, South Side, where the Aviation Institute of Maintenance is creating students for good paying jobs as aviation technicians, and we're excited to see that firsthand. There's been one lesson, especially challenging years, most important transportation systems. People work, people come. And of course, the holiday season in particular. Look no further than the beginning. End of everyone's favorite holiday-themed rom-com, Love Actually. Our team for the kinds of connections that are made possible through the ability to get in and out of safely, and we're very focused on that too. It's why we've been doing everything we can to make sure air travel runs smoothly as we go into the Thanksgiving and Christmas and other winter holidays. We're delighted that demand is returning like nobody thought possible, with more and more passengers having the income and the desire to take to the skies. We also know that means to continue taking steps to address the challenges of servicing those tickets that sell. That's why we put up an customer service dashboard to make sure that before you see from hotels to meal vouchers. And passengers know that if you are canceled or significantly delayed, you are required to receive a full refund if you ask for one. And if you have trouble getting one, let us know, because we have helped get hundreds of thousands of passengers, hundreds of millions of dollars in refunds in the last couple of years alone. That's just doing healthcare travel. Things we can do to help outlets to charge your phone and laptop. If you're in a wheelchair, you need to have access where you need to be. A parent of young children have discovered you really need to have a good spot to change a little one once, twice, or three, perhaps four times during the day. Through that over a year ago. We've already funded a new terminal in Orlando, new bathrooms, Chattanooga, better escalator in Huntsville. In South Dakota, there's a general aviation terminal that's a mobile home right now. We're paying its funds from the infrastructure bill to get a permanent brick and mortar building there. Faster security, baggage drop systems like what we're doing in Denver, better check areas, all of the things it takes to make it possible to get where you're needing to go safely and conveniently. So there is a lot of magic that goes into aviation, and there's a lot of good old-fashioned blocking and tackling on the part of the leaders, on the part of the workers, and on the part of U.S. Department of Transportation. What I want everybody to know is that our department is here to make sure that passengers are with world-class air service here at this gateway to the rest of the world that helps make the American economy what it is. So congratulations to everybody on today's announcement, and we're looking forward to more big things to come.
Thank you, Secretary. Thank you, Secretary. Appreciate that. Members of the media, Jack and I will come down. I'll bring the mic to you. 2 questions per reporter. We'll start with only with Maddie for the
some of the green light from the FAA construction really start with that.
Thank you so much. The connecting will connect to the 2 satellites is 30% design. So we're going to those critical discussions with our airline partners. And a lot of the enabling work is already underway.
You mentioned about holiday travel. How confident are you that airlines are prepared to the holiday travel rush? And do we expect anything for that we saw during the summer travels?
So we're definitely in this summer. I was really concerned about the cancellations we saw in the early part of the summer. That's when I called on airlines to take steps like more real scheduling so that they take aggressive hiring, including step up, and we those steps. We're out of the way yet, but I'm cautiously optimistic about this week being off to a start. And we're going to be watching this very closely as we go into the other peak holiday travel times that are coming in the next few weeks.
Thanks, Secretary. Fox.
Hi, Sally Schultz from Fox 32. About the future of aviation about Wednesday when on those airlines. I know you're talking about better than where we were in the summer. That airlines should be a lot of employees are going to say if it's, those things. What can you say to people who are very worried that they're going to face the same nightmares?
Well, the biggest thing I want passengers to know that our government is back. First of all, with transparency, and then secondly, with enforcement. That's what we're doing with things like the announcement a few days ago that with millions of dollars in fines, we have helped to get hundreds of millions of dollars in refunds to passengers who did get stuck. Our goal, of course, is to make sure that doesn't happen the first place. Now, we roll to with midterm weather, where the cancellation rate's never going to be zero. But when it gets as high as 3 or 4%, which is what we saw in the summer, that is enough to cascade through the system, and it can take days to recover. Right now, we're seeing it closer to between 1% and 2%. That's a rate of sometimes the system can handle in terms of people getting rebooked and taken care of. We're going to continue watching this very closely and making sure that we're making operational improvements with airlines that do seek to for example, it's not here in the Chicago, affect a lot of Chicago passengers. In Florida, we have several complicated factors at the same time. A lot of weather, military activity, an increasing number of commercial space launches, and staffing issues sometimes controls, in addition to demand that is actually higher than it was for the pandemic. There's no way we can prepare for that without sitting sometimes daily side by side with FAA and the airlines to troubleshoot issues. And when there's an opportunity to do that, we're doing that, as well as the orders to hold airlines accountable for their passengers.
Sarah, ABC.
Probably a question for the commissioner. Just in terms of this project, when will you break ground actually on this new terminal? And also, since it's not going to be complete for, 7 years, what kind of advice do you have for passengers who are up with the position?
So, one of the things that we take very seriously is our obligation not only to modernize the facilities, but do it in the least impact way. And so that's something we're going to continue. We've got good experience in doing with Terminal 5 opening up and the building of a brand new story parking lot there. And step back to forward. We're going to for the customer experience. Like I said, currently at 30% design. Designing, you work with our partners, perhaps with being the satellite one for the B conference in terms
Behind Cranes.
Two questions, one for the Secretary. Commissioner, the total cost of this project was estimated
and we are negotiating for additional approvals with our partners. And so, for example, continue to look to the modern demand directly with them. So right now, that is, we put on public the documents and the bond offering we had not long ago, detail exactly how we got to that number. But it is escalation that have been added since that time. So 12 in the offering statement we released, and I might add that we and different rating agencies. We came out of COVID and we went in our financials. Thank you.
Mr. Secretary, the Commissioner clearly would like to get some other federal funds for this. What are the odds of that happening?
Well, I can't speak to a competitive process before making an announcement, but I certainly would not be surprised to see several applications for our program in O'Hare.
Marty.
Two questions, one for the Secretary, for Commissioner Rhee. In a few years, a toll road in the west side of O'Hare will be a new western entrance at O'Hare. So how does all these improvements tie in for people, coming to the west side can expect for getting to the new terminals? Is there a western terminal on the horizon?
So obviously, ingress and egress out of O'Hare is severely impacted because there is only one way in and out. And we often joke about the O'Hare, which did not go to Elgin or O'Hare, will now finally connect those critical pieces. What we really do is provide a roundabout of diverting unnecessarily out of the core. So it will make it more seamless. We're currently looking at additional changes, expenditures, the entrance into O'Hare, sort of untangling all that I-190 exits. So there's a lot of public transportation. As far as passenger does unlock additional funding. What this is will be a parking lot, which will continue to divert unnecessary traffic for all of our customers on the west side. So that is part of phase one for us.
Julian Cruz, WGN.
One more quick one to the Secretary. One basic need for seats. I believe there's some minimum seat standard going on. Can you status of that?
Yes, so that is a process based on the FAA has the concerns about what level of shrinking seats could have an impact on. I don't have anything to say that's about that process. Which goes beyond that. That's an example of the transparency, so customers know what different airlines will do, that not all airlines are. Something we're bearing in mind as we continue to expand our new customer service dashboard and consider other elements to introduce to it in addition to the first round, which is those things about what to expect cancellation or delay.
Secretary Buttigieg, welcome to Chicago. And I just wanted to ask you, we have some stories about the assaults that they've experienced on board airplanes, and they've pointed to certain things regarding no-fly lists that the airlines might maintain about belligerent or violent passengers, and complaining that flight doesn't get shared between the airlines, and the end result is you might have an individual who allegedly assaults a flight attendant, and they get put on another flight the next day. Is there anything that your agency can do to try to deal with this situation if something's in the works?
Yeah, first of all, let me we see these cases of need to know that they are not only harassing, endangering entire aircraft full of passengers. For that reason, the FAA has adopted a very strong stance, and a number of unruly travelers have been held to account with major penalties. So we make sure that the deterrence is there. I think that's part of why overall constructive for airlines to talk about how to establish some sort of data process that would enable them to one another had with it. But so that's not an area where I do think it would be something worth exploring.
Thanks, man. That's a wrap, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.